Okay, hello. I've been having such a difficult time trying to get online and use this motherfucking camera on my laptop. Pardon me, but it seems that I just had to switch it up to Google Chrome. Anyway, hello, hi, what's going on? It's so funny. You would have thought that this would have been like one of those like social gatherings. Like, okay, so we're about to meet up. Please pay no attention to the I was watching Birdcage. I love that movie. Um, please yeah, this just seems like one of those moments where like, all right, you guys are waiting for me at dinner or something like that, and I'm just sitting down like, oh my goodness, traffic was insane. Oh my goodness, I had to flirt out of a ticket. You know how that goes. Just kidding. So yeah, hey, what's going on? I have not talked to you guys in a long behind minute and needed to get some things situated. Also was trying to make sense of everything because, well, things are pretty much kind of up in the air. I haven't figured out is that well, I figured out some things, and when I talked to you guys like last year, it's I even talked to you guys this year, but when I talked to you guys last year, it was mostly in regards to just a lot of duplicitous people and energies that were just really shisty. I'm trying to talk real fast because I'm losing the light, and I really like using natural light. Uh, proves that I'm not the vampire. Well, nothing wrong. Actually, that is a disrespect to vampires. There's actually some good vampires, and I actually like some vampire movies and stuff like that. So I gotta find another succubus. I don't like any succubus. Never saw a movie or a story that had a good succubus. So yeah. Anyway, I don't have any cards right now, so I'm just gonna be using this. And really, like I said, I really want to try to keep the sunlight, but I think I only have like less than 15 minutes. So if I happen to go over, then I will either be looking at you in a very uncomfortable position, or I will be having to succumb to using the light, turning on the light. Anyway, hey, what's going on? I am Shalice. I am a targeted individual uh, by Trenton, New Jersey, Princeton University, and just a whole bunch of other shiesty ass people. My relatives, friends, and yet they will say that, oh, I'm, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. And yet for several years, and I mean several long fucking years, people have been in fucking group chats, hee-heeing. Those same people were hee-heeing and ha-haing, all the other kind of stuff, watching me. I'm clueless and triangulating information. So like people expose themselves. Like there's nothing on this earth that can be like, oh well, we did this because oh she's a bad person or anything like that. If I show you the fucking receipts, if I show you the fucking emails of them just trying to kiss my ass and be like, oh you're just so amazing, you just made me as friend, and oh you're a great employee. Get the fuck out of my face. Because now it just seems like, it just really shows people's true fucking colors about how two-faced they are. And I've been the person who's literally busting my ass. Not for any type of merit, but just because I felt like, okay, this is what was required of me. And because a lot of people love that shit too fucking much, I've definitely withdrawn a lot of my fucking energy because people expose themselves as being abusive users. Like I think everybody on this platform, on this earth, on this realm are users, but there's two types of people really. There's the exchangeable users, and that's the people that I fuck with. And then there's the aggressive, greedy, manipulative, one way kind of users. And that's the people who I don't fuck with. Those are the people who I cut off last year. Those are people who I thought actually were having some type of value, but really showed me that they worth nothing, not a fucking thing, which is why I don't miss those motherfuckers, but yet they're still tethered to fucking me. And by tethered to me, because a lot of these proxy and these yapping mouth bitches that actually have this audacity to say, oh, let go. It's like, no, bitch, these people are not letting go of me. Have you not watched the movies? Like, that just shows me that you are a flying monkey motherfucker, because obviously if I was the person who needed to be, to let go of somebody, then boom, case closed. I wouldn't be considered a targeted individual. I wouldn't be considered the victim. This is the story of somebody who myself. This is the story of me and the situations that I'm going to when people just don't respect the words no. People don't respect the fucking boundaries. I am so fucking magnificent. Apparently, I don't know why. I just literally, I really don't know why. But I'm just so fucking magnificent. Apparently, that people needed to either copy me, emulate me, take the things that I want to do, block any type of opportunities, try to get off on my fucking steam and energy in order to live life. And I'm just like, wow, you guys are really that fucking miserable. You guys are that fucking bereft, no, voided of any type of substance. Like you are waiting for me to act on something or think of something or drink some fucking orange juice, something to that effect, in order for you to drink orange juice and try and what a sexy way or something like that. But look how I drink the orange juice. This is so much better than the way how Shalice does it. That's you're that's fucking mental. That's fucking mental. It is. I'm at the point right now where I'm literally, I said that I had enough. So when people are trying to encourage me to work on something or do something, I'm like, you're missing the fucking big picture. It's just like you are repeating the cycles. You were the one saying that I'm repeating the cycles if I happen to, respond in a certain type of way. But no, you're repeating the same fucking cycles because when I actually pushed the fuck on, they were doing some black mold type of shit, being very secretive, disgusting, and toxic in the background, fucking stealing my identity and all this other kind of malicious shit without me knowing. And you were over there with them, like, oh, ha ha ha, so no, no, I'm not here for your fucking entertainment, and I'm not there for their fucking entertainment. And I'm literally trying to get to the bottom of this shit because there's too many people that are involved. There are. And you literally exposed yourselves as being fucking immature and adolescent. You don't deserve the seat that you're fucking in. None of these people deserve the seat that they're fucking in. They don't deserve the seat of power. They don't. And I want actual people who are worthy to step up and say something because I'm just a limited citizen. I'm not saying that I'm not a person that doesn't have any rights or power to do things which I'm trying to do, but I'm also saying that I don't owe certain people, I don't owe anybody fucking shit. I don't owe anybody shit, especially at this point. I've been poisoned. I've been my identity has been stolen. I've been, harassed, sexually abused, physically abused. People were literally trying to take my fucking story and my fucking life and trying to switch it all away. Like, oh, well, she meant like she's just physically abused by this. Oh, she just means that she's sexually abused. No, I've been raped by Marcus Toro. I have told people this many times. I've been raped by Marcus Toro, but because I didn't fucking know any better, and because he is that fucking manipulative. Obviously, because he's gotten you people to be so fucking gullible. Because he's that fucking manipulative. I was just like, okay, well, now I feel stuck because I thought at the time that nigga gave me HPV. So I was like, okay, well, damn, now I'm stuck. And then when I found out that I didn't have HPV after, we had broke up, I was just like, oh, been there, done that. Bye, nigga. Like, yo, I moved on. I moved on even before, like, it did take me a long time to like move on because I really that was the first like really traumatic adult experience that I had. So I was like, oh fuck. Like my life, I just really thought my life was over at that point. But I was just like just dragging along. And then he tried to like stick it in me even more by just like being a fucking asshole. By just like talking a whole bunch of shit that he's doing now. That and David. I have this little blonde person as David, and I have this little person right here as Danielle. I know it probably looks like a horn, but it's actually supposed to be a cat because she's a copycat. And I'm so glad that everybody else is knowing. And when I'm talking with the way I'm talking right now, very passionately, and if you happen to get offended, then obviously, bitch, then you're one of the leftover flying monkeys. I'm not addressing the flying monkeys that were there before, who've literally, shown that, oh shit, that this is wrong, so that they moved on. I'm not talking to them. I'm not talking to the people who are on my side, who have compassion, who've literally realized, hey, we shouldn't be watching this woman in the privacy of our home, like, eating, sleeping, shitting, and doing this, that, and the third. Like, what the fuck? There's people literally, again, of power, princes, presidents, political figures, actors, how corporate houses and all the other kind of shit. Yeah, y'all don't want to get in fucking trouble, and I understand that. But you guys, literally, you have families, you have this, you have that, and yet you took it upon yourself to exploit me, and you thought it was okay because my lazy ass family in the city of fucking Trenton, New Jersey, thought that it was okay for you guys to do, but it wasn't. It never was. And whenever I addressed those people, they were acting like they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But then they would passively say some shit that was relative to my situation, to what the fuck I was seeing, like what the fuck that they saw in the privacy of my fucking home. Now, don't give me that bullshit, anybody out there that's saying on myself, oh, well, it's being investigated. Bitch, this literally has been investigated for so fucking long. Marvel has literally made fucking characters off of who I am. Like, let's cut the bullshit, okay? Let's cut the fucking bullshit, okay? I know exactly what the fuck is going on. People who are literally grown ass people who are older than me have the audacity to start talking like, like they're fucking like kids or something, like they're young 20s. Like everybody just wants to get one leg up so that they can get that little leg up, the other third leg up. So I'm just like, yo, it's like it's a man ruled world, but he got like these guys got off on the fact that they can make a woman feel small. And a lot of pick me's and a lot of women that were wanting, fucking money and shit, wanted that fucking come up. And they were glad to just be like, oh, hee ha ha. But in the big grand scheme of things, though, you're oppressing us as an individual. You're setting us back. Yeah, you got some money from PPP loans and all the other kind of stuff, but look what happened. Now we're in inflation. It's like monkey fucking paw. It's a monkey paw. You sold your soul to the fucking devil to end up fucking cursed and end up in a fucking situation in which you fucked everybody up. So now I'm right here just literally saying, okay, quit the illusions, quit the delusions, and quit the fucking bullshit because it stinks. Okay? There's no fucking potpourri or anything that you can do with your Virgo attitude or anything that to that extent that can dispel the smell. Okay? It's a rotten fucking body. Your carcasses are laid out before us, and that's like honestly dead. The situation is fucking dead. Like I'm done. It's enough, and it's tired. We are all tired. Like how many times are we really gonna talk about the same old fucking shit? So don't be like, oh, okay, move on. No, because if you are going to allow this shit to just go away, no, you think that you're gonna allow this shit to just go away and you're not gonna talk about it. And then in the background, there's gonna be a lot of people literally like missing and coming up and getting hurt and stuff like that. Because why? Because you participated in like allowing this shit to continue. They were just like, oh, okay, well then nothing's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm gonna let it. I can let like yo, as long as you found the error of your fucking ways, it is what it is, and to an extent. But like there are certain type of political figures that actually need to step the fuck up and start and arrest the immediate initiators of what the fuck was going on. Okay, so this is the situation. Danielle has been a hateful ass fucking bitch. She has been a hateful fucking ass bitch and a copycat all the fucking way. What high insecurities, and the only reason why she can say anything is because she's saying it behind my fucking back. She has never been a person to say anything to my fucking face. It's really sad though that these are the people who always these are the people who literally always came up to me when it came to a relationship. They came up to me. They were like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and I'm just like, okay. I'm the kind of person who's literally like, okay, if you come to me and you're like, okay, hey, look, you're my friend, or some people have even like adopted me as like their mom, like this in middle school, but they have done like some things where it's just like whatever it is that I accept, whatever role it is that I accept, whether it's like, a friend, sister to you, a cousin or something like that, I will try to do the best to my ability. This is why I like was I got like was that most likely to succeed or something like that. But like in every single fucking like grade school, like elementary, no, daycare, kindergarten, elementary, middle school, high school, I try to always leave with something that would be honorable to everybody. It was just basically like it was basically, I think it was more than what I was conditioned with. It was basically who I am at the root of the root of it all. Like yo, I just try to be that person. I know that I'm an amazing person, but I know that everybody has somebody who can always be better. But that's just it. Like I'm never trying to like compete with people. I'm just like that naturally, not a happy-go-lucky person, but I'm that kind of person who like can turn, I don't know, a lot of cloudy days into rainshine and all the other kind of shit. But man, look, wanted to come up on here really quick because I just wanted to explain exactly like what the fuck was going on. People were saying like, oh, like you need to speak up. I'm like, bitch, I literally have been speaking up in certain type of ways. But it's just like if you guys couldn't take the photos and you don't have the common sense to distinguish right and wrong from watching me in the privacy of my home and trying to believe any type of little lie that the government that has allowed this shit to continue for a long time and the neighbors and the community, then bitch, my words ain't gonna mean shit to you. You feel me? Like that's redundant. Like, yo, I mean, it's just stupid. It is. It really is stupid. All right, I think I will turn on the light. But you know, I just actually just might come up with a second video. But oh, I wanted to also say before I go, because I may or may not make this video, the second video. But the reason why this all started on the foundation was because look, I'm either it's concerning because I know that David was the one that had initiated the cameras to be in his house, my ex-boyfriend. And the fact that I'm hearing that he married me, I just really want to get all this shit like situated ASAP. Is ridiculous. I want to handle that. I want to handle like I want Danielle to be locked up in prison, bitch, not jail. I want these people locked up in prison for a long ass time. For the shit that they done to me, the shit that they thought was cute, no, bitch. Prison. Long, long, long fucking ass time. Marcus Toro, David Webb, Marlon Webb, Robert Rogers, David Mark Mapp, Halim Drew, Marquita Mapp, Connie Brewington. Yeah, prison. Because who the fuck? And the reason why a lot of this shit started going off on was because what was it? The I think 2014 was the time when like I really noticed exactly like what the fuck was kind of like going on, and that was because I had broke up, like we broke up with Marcus Toro, and you can see that in the other video that I posted. But he did a lot of shady shit to me, and then I did some shady shit back, just a little bit because I wanted to like when I'm provoked, bitch. Like I let a lot of shit slide because I'm just like I'll take the higher road, I'll take the fucking higher road though. But if you push me to a certain type of motherfucking extent, I'm just like okay, look, like how does it feel? How does it fucking feel? Sometimes people don't understand anything until you actually show them. So I called him out. He made up all these fucking lies, and he made up all these fucking lies, trapped me, raped me, trapped me, had me try to like compete. And I was just like, yo, no, I won't do that. And I kept giving him hell for that because I'm just like, look, I'm stressing over here because of your fucking manipulative emotional ways. And we finally broke up in 2014. And then after that, I was just like, okay, well then boom, bitch, I'm done. Like I healed. I fucking healed. And he still kept being a manipulative motherfucking bitch. And honestly, I couldn't take it. So I put him on blast. He is in the Navy or was in the Navy, and I put him on blast. And I did the same thing that other women have done when they were assaulted. Well, I've done the same things that women in the Navy have done when they were assaulted by a man or raped by a man. I called him out. I called his ass out. And I said that he HPV, which he does. None of it was a lie, but I called him out. And this is basically my firsthand experience about what happens when you do that. I didn't know. I didn't know that kind of stuff, but I know it now. I'm just like, look, you hit me with lies and I hit you with the facts. You hit me with the lie, like, yo, you hit me with the lies and I hit you with the facts. Sorry, I'm trying to do this because it just seems like, look, it's a nice little trick, right? I was like putting my face to this and just like you can see me. But yeah, I'm just like, yo, I hate this guy. Like, this is just so fucking like crazy. And for him to have such fucking arrogance. Before I even knew that he went into a little hissy fit that he did. And I'm just like, nigga, you did way worse to me than what I did to you. I called you out. You really try to like slander and fuck up my fucking character. And even still, you try to slander and fuck up my character, and yet people still like me. And I'm just like, okay, well, what is it that you told people anyway? I'm just like, yo, like a lot of that shit, if not all, are lies. And I'm just like, yo, I'm so fucking disgusted and disappointed in my family because I've seen him I've seen moments where him and other people have literally gone and attack or like try to intimidate other people, and those people stood 10 toes down for them. But it just really showed me about like how competitive and seriously ugly and greedy my own family can be, like for the dollar. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do. Actually, hold on. I'm just gonna put on the light. Just gonna put on the light. Oh, because no, I'm not done, and I don't want to and I don't want to rush myself. So just put on the lights, and I don't know how people pause. I really don't know how people pause this. I just see something that says in stream, and I'm like, no. Okay, all right, so. It worked. It worked. It worked a bit. Ah, okay. Okay. All right, well, here we go. And some of you guys are like, oh my goodness, like, she's naming all these names. And I'm like, I'm naming these names, but it's just like, duh, bitch, like, yo, y'all, I'm just saying things that are already should be known, already should be said, because like, come on now. This is why Princeton University decided to sell out and started adding like, so started to like sell out hard, like this campaign, like, oh yeah, no, we have a slave, but like, we're treating this black woman like a slave, but like here, let us distract you by adding more African Americans to Princeton University. We're just gonna, it's called tit for tat. It's tit for tat. Like, oh shit, like you got to remove that stuff up. I'm just gonna stand up. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Whatever. And then I'll probably edit it or something like that. Okay. Yeah. So, what is going on? Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So, I mean, what is it that you need to know as far as proof that you can already, extract from the shit that you've seen for years? Like, at what point did you, hop into my business or hop into my life where you got to watch me without my permission, watch me undress, watch me take a shower, and all the other kind of shit? Yeah, at what fucking point? So, but whatever. I'm just trying to put this all together. So imagine here, I am here. I'm gonna put David Marcus. So have you guys ever seen like I don't know, those TikToks or even tweets or something like that, like people calling out military members? And normally like they get a lot of flack for it, like even their lives are at risk. So this was 2014, so it wasn't really like that. It wasn't that known. In fact, people were still being fucking fake and smiling at salad. Like they'll be like this with salad and some shit. And my cousin still do this shit, like that kind of shit. So they were just being really fake. And right now they're still doing that whole empty ass quotes and tweets and all that other kind of bullshit where they act like they know all the answers, but they've never been in this type of situation, so they're just talking out of their ass. Nonetheless, and they're using me for their inspiration too, and I'm just like, bitch, get the. So I'm just trying to put together a lot of things, and if you don't like the fact that I'm cursing, then why the fuck are you here? You're answering. problems. Okay, all right. I'm not here to parent you. Um, so I'm just, a kid in school, ambitious and stuff like that. When I was in daycare, because when I'm looking at, I'm actually while I'm saying this, I'm going to be putting this down into my site info, like my articles, because I need to just put this out there. Because writing it down and sometimes talking about it or tweeting about it exhausts me. I'm not as exhausted anymore as I used to be. This literally used to physically exhaust and drain me and make me sick. Um, Not like sick like the way how the poison's getting me sick, but definitely sick where I'm just like lethargic and tired and like groggy. Just it's really bad. I don't know. It's empathy. It's definitely very empathic. Um, to the point where they say that the whole energy kind of situation is, and people were making fun of that, but no, there literally are people. Maybe you're a succubus, so the people who keep making fun of this, just like no, like literally where there's energy. While you've been watching me, you've actually seen it firsthand. Where the times when I've talk to certain people, or I would be, I'd be a bitch. I'd still, even then, even if you're mean to me, like I'd still get to the point where I'm like, I'm really exhausted and really tired. Like even now, I'm just kind of thinking about that. Just kind of makes me want to go. But I'm just been holding back. I've actually been very, very good at that lately. But yeah, that's my situation. Anyway, I'm just putting this out there because I decided to write these articles. Write the articles first about exactly like what to watch out for and things of that nature. I think my conditioning of putting people, of always being a caretaker, has naturally made me flow into writing articles to protect other people because I think that this shit is like in a big picture, grand scheme of things. It's going to make some people very hungry for more. Like there's going to be a withdrawal, obviously, because if I'm that stubborn to not give people what they want, then they're going to look for it elsewhere. You have to have a vice. We all have vices, and people are going to look for another vice elsewhere. And then there just might be somebody who's going to be so fucking gung ho and stubborn that they're going to look for another targeted individual. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This really is ridiculous because this should have never ever have happened. I was calling out an ex-boyfriend for his bullshit ass antics, and here I am. And this just literally exploded into like a money funnel for a bunch of people, and it made a lot of other people who watched this shit try it on other people, and those other people have either been broken down, probably committed suicide, super harmed, and they probably like banks off of it, profited off of it, exploited it also, and that's just sick. That's really sick. You don't want that happening to your fucking children. And that's another thing. You probably got guys who are just seeing my stubbornness and seeing the stubbornness of others, and we're thinking like, oh shit, well, you know what, like, your toxicity is now funneling out into your fucking kids, man. So now you have that thirst, that starvation to just try to control people. And I'm not saying everybody, but no, you like helicoptering people and controlling people that subconsciously you are having a child so that way you can keep doing that same old shit. And then you are fostering this little tiny person who's going to grow up to fucking hate you because you are a toxic bitch. So, yeah, I just wanted to just, again, dead a lot of that situation right now because I don't like it. I don't like it. If you want to do it, to your own people, I advise against it. Not everyone's gonna have that patience that I had because I really thought that the government was gonna step up and do what the government was going to do. Yes, I know that there are some bad people. Like it's just like a collective thing. When women go around saying, men, oh my gosh, men are so horrible. But hey, check out my boyfriend. Like you feel me? Like yo, we can talk about men as a collective, but when we have an individual person, we're just like, okay, well, this person, this is my fish. This fish is unique. This is nice. It's also my fish, so don't touch. So I really thought that it's the same thing about the government. Like, oh yeah, the government is all horrible, da 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 da, fuck the government. But not everybody part of the government is, is bad. Because that was the case, then we would not be, we would not be voting. We would not be trusting the government at all for anything. I mean for nothing. Okay. um, but a lot of us had hope, and one of my mantras was just like, not mantras, but just my saying was just like, loyalty to country always, loyalty to government when it deserves it. And yeah, I just, and if you guys have seen me throughout the years, so you know how hard I can go for people naturally. You know how hard and faithful and loyal I can go for everything. So I really would have thought that the government in this country actually would have shown me some type of fucking loyalty, but they have literally fell on their asses. I'm speaking of which, I want to say that I am hello to the people who have literally been giving me information. I really do appreciate you because you guys are the unicorns of this fucking world. I have not seen any type of generosity, sincerity. I've not seen any type of sincerity in this world, and I don't want to cry because the only time when I do cry is when people are being nice to me, and yeah. So, but that's kind of fucked up because like you live such a hard life that, and you would never think it because of like how nice I am, but you know, oh my goodness, the cats they know when I'm in my feelings. Oh my gosh. I'm fine. It's so funny. It's so cute. I don't know why. If you ever guys ever meet find a Chantilly Tiffany, they know. They really know. I think probably almost a lot of animals know. Stalkers. But yeah, like, but yeah, when I'm in my feels, they're just coming around. It's like, what do you want? What's the motto? Ooh, sorry, I was wrong. No. It's one of the problems of having a cat because you're just like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, what is? I love my cats. I really do. But that's a physics man. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Ba, ba, ba-da, 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 ba-da. Ba-da, ba. Okay, so all right, let's just get this over with because I had some plans for tonight. I'm not gonna do it obviously because it's gonna like really kind of fuck up my schedule and my project. So I'm just gonna do it like this weekend. Okay, all right. Um, or whatever. So I'm just growing up, doing my thing, and this motherfucker decides to approach me and is just like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" Da da da. And I'm just like, "Oh, hey, like, oh, what's up?" Blah blah blah. Um, we bond. She calls me her friend first. Son of a bitch. She calls me her friend first, and we gel. I think we naturally gel when well, I think no, we initially naturally gel, but I think it all became to like increase, and somebody else had picked this up about this individual on social media. I think the thing that made it strengthen more was her damsel in distress kind of personality, and that was because she didn't dress very nice at the time. She didn't dress like the other kids were dressing, like more latest stuff. She had dingy clothes. Like not all the time, But it was just like I remember inviting her to ballet class, and she had like a hole in her sock, and it was like mismatched socks, and it was just like not looking good. And I only remember this because the other ballet girls were laughing at her, and I'm the only brown girl there, and they didn't laugh at me, but Danielle's a little bit darker than me, and they laughed at her, and I was just like, one, this looks a little racist. Two, this is my friend. Now I gotta beat you guys up. So I'm just like, oh my god, I was just ready. I was more feisty, and you wouldn't really tell because like I'm just so sweet. But it's just like I do get protective of other people, even though I myself was abused. So, and that's the kind of thing too. I think that when you're abused as a when you're abused, period, you kind of have that angst still in you, so you might want to just like kind of like put it out there. And with me, I put it out there in my art and stuff like that. And on rare occasions, it was just like I was like I wasn't athletic, damn sure not an athlete, but I was definitely more active, and I did have a temper. I didn't like always hit people, but it was just like I did have a temper. And me being super tall, it was just like they automatically assumed that I was gonna like beat some ass. And I've only beat people up maybe like a few times within my life. Seriously, within a few fucking times. It was like, but it was just like it was always in protection of other people. Like I was always like the mother hen or the big sister. So yeah, but she would have that whole damsel in distress kind of thing, and she was just like, "Oh, I want to go," or "I want that." So we met in it was like second or third grade. I think second grade was Rosina, third grade was Mr. Canzio. Yeah, third grade was Mr. Canzio, and yeah, yes, yes. So we met in Mr. Canzio's class, and Mr. Canzio, she really liked me because I was definitely like a teacher's pet, not intentionally, but it's just like, oh, I really like this, and I like you, you're a lady, and she was, hold on, what was she? I forgot her ethnicity, but she was just like, she really liked me, and I would keep wearing bows and stuff like that. So, anyway, um, so yeah, me and Miss Brazino, we hit it off, and she liked Danielle too because Danielle and I were just like, we were like simpatico. And Miss Rosina had Miss Rosina, Mr. Canzio had snuck me away. I was just like, oh, Shalice, like, hey, come here, and because I like the I like mother. I swear, you would think, you would think these cat hairs. Oh my god, I'm sorry. So okay, yeah. So Mr. Canzio, she had like called me over, and because I was just like, yeah, like, a teacher pet. So basically, because I really like the stars. I like the stars, like the little glittery stars. They were awesome. But my mom wouldn't let me have them, so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna have the stars. God, it was mental. Um, yeah. But anyway, she called me over, and she told me she was gonna give me a skip it, and I was just like, oh my god, that's like so awesome. And Danielle had overheard, and I told her, I was like, yeah, it's like, and and then I asked Miss Rosina like if Danielle got one too. So Miss Rosina, I keep saying Miss Rosina, and I actually did not like Miss Rosina. Mr. Canzio. Mr. Canzio had mentioned earlier to me that she was going to give me a skip it, just me, and I was just like, oh, that's awesome. And me, being friends with Danielle, I was like, oh, can Danielle have one too? Because I know that Danielle was just like, oh, can I have? Oh, can I go here? Can I go with this? Can I da da da? So I'm just like, for even ask, I'm gonna look out for you. Like, I got you. Because I mean, if anything, like, if worse comes worse, I'm like, I would just let her use mine. But yeah, and we bonded actually over this dude because she liked this guy named Dante, and Dante had liked me, and he brought me a bear to my house. And my mom, she was just so evil. She sprayed it. She first shooed him off the porch, then she sprayed it with Lysol, and then threw it away. So it was that the fact that people were bullying her, and the fact that she was just, I don't know, like naturally I guess we just kind of gel, but it was just that, like, those kind of things that made us like friends, like close friends. And I think that was like officially someone who was like my best friend, and I only say that because she called me her best friend first, and I was just like, okay, sure, I will accept the role. So now I will be the best friend. First best friend that's like outside of my family. Like I had close friends, but I didn't have like anybody to call me like a best friend. I don't think, except maybe Hope, but that doesn't count because she was like a neighbor, like a couple houses down. So I was like, okay, yeah. Basically, I was everybody's friend. So it's just like, yeah. Um, and this is how it went. For like and I was just the person that's like extracurricular activities out the wazoo, assistant president of the student council, like with my little speech and interview and everything. Like, you should vote for me. Like, and I got it. First it was treasurer, and I was just like, okay, this is too easy. Let me go up for the big ranks because basically I wanted to see what my responsibilities could be like. So I decided to do assistant vice president, assistant president. And unfortunately, there was too many responsibilities because I'm to this day more of a background person. So I was like, I don't want to be president. And besides, I was also too young. So I was just like, let me just see exactly like what this is like. So it was a weird moment for me because too many times the student president, and this is elementary school, and I had a really bad tiff. Too many times the president was like out of school, out of class, sick or whatever. I really don't give a hell. She should not have been gone because they came to me for making like delegations and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, we had a vice president, and I was just like, well, how come you can't like go him? I was like, why are you guys asking me all the questions? Like, okay, look, this is my first year here. Okay, I don't even know what the responsibilities are per se. Like, I was just, yeah, I'm more of a background person. Like, I like to peek my head in, like, certain times. Like, there were times when, I did have to step up to the plate and I have to address everybody in the student council and sit here, ask people questions and delegate this, that, here. But there was just too many fucking days she was gone out of the school. It just really pissed me off. And I was just like, okay, look, yeah, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I was just like, frick student council as a whole. I'm going to move on to other extracurricular activities. So I did I did science. I love science. Even to this day, I love science. And I started doing like little mini inventions. Like, you can ask people, like, when I was in elementary school, I made my own vending machine. Like, elementary school, I made my own little vending, like my little candy machine. And people didn't tell me until grown ass adults that they were stealing candy out of my vending machine. I'm like, you motherfuckers. Anyway, I did that. And I won first place student, science fair in middle school out of the entire district. That was cute. Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically everywhere I went, I just wanted to emulate the best that I could be. I wanted to be not really a flex for other people, but it was just like, yo, it's just like when you have me in your fucking corner, just know that I got you. You know what I mean? Like, I got you. I'm not gonna make you look bad. Like, I'm still gonna live my life. I'm gonna do whatever I'm doing, but I'm gonna uphold certain things so that way, when you're with me, you won't look bad. That's the kind of person who that's the kind of person who I've been. I was gonna say that's the kind of person who I was, because like, I don't hang out with people anymore. I really don't. I really stay to myself. I've cut off people last year. Like, that was the last time I talked to like anybody. I've literally stayed to my fucking self. So up until then, like, that's who I was. Now I'm like fuck everybody, except for the people who literally helped me exactly understand exactly what the fuck was going on, except for them. And I do have hope though, but even then, it's just like people are not really being up and honest with me. Like, people are still addressing me like, oh, to who this goes out to, who this message go out to. I'm just like, yo, like, when are you gonna say my name when I'm dead? Honestly, it's fucked up the way how this whole situation has gone down. I really do not appreciate it. I don't like it. I don't respect it. And I don't consent to it. I'd be fucking dead. That's why I say I don't consent to it. I don't. If you think that, okay, you're just gonna like blow this away and it's just gonna be like nothing, and you can go back to like, gang stalking me or following me in a certain type of manner that you have been. It's not gonna be like that. I'm gonna think what I want to think. I'm gonna do what I want to do because I've seen who you are. I've literally grown up with this kind of fucking energy. So whether you think that you're going to try to kill me or whatever like that, just for you can get some money that's only going to last temporarily, because you obviously don't really know exactly how to make that money grow to a certain extent that you would actually like. But then again, you've been holding out money overseas and stuff like that only because of Marlon Webb, who actually knows about international money and stuff like that in business. Oh, and also Marcus Toro, who also knows about international coins. His brother, who does stock market, who like talks about stock markets back in like 2000 something. Um, so no, like you guys could know something. You guys know some things about money, but it's just like you guys are just really like fucked up. I haven't seen all for all the bullshit that you guys have done, and for all the years that you've done it. I have not seen anything impressive enough that it made me think, oh wow, what you guys have done is actually great. You've not changed the world in a very positive way. You've disappointed a lot. Like you're just a huge ass disappointment. Like yo, you chosen a really foul and fucked up way in order to get a coin, and yet you spit rhetoric. Hey Lila, hey baby. And yet you spit rhetoric as if you're caring, but you look really. It's like the diocese, really, or just like just very underhanded, and you've exposed so much about like behind the veil about how evil and dark people can be. People are really noticing the shit about themselves and that they don't want to even be accountable for it. They just want, oh, okay, just move on. But I'm just like, we've already seen it. It's I'm not the kind of person to throw it in the face like you guys have done for me for like several years, and it's for shit that I didn't even do. So what the fuck? You feel me? It's just like be accountable for your own motherfucking actions. All I wanted was just my money back, my restitutions, and to just retire and say fuck everybody again, except for people who will help me out. Just but fuck everybody, and then I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I And shit was just like such a fucking big waste, man. Such a fucking big waste. I was loyal and faithful to the wrong people. Loyal, faithful, kind, patient to the wrong fucking people. To the wrong fucking group. This shit is fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Like what kind of like honestly, what kind of situations can you say about me that would have made this, like substantial, that have made this like, okay, yeah, this is all right, this seems great. We're gonna just, do her a town square kind of situation for like how many years? Like what was the number? What was the number gonna be? You guys got too fucking cocky, too fucking bold, and too fucking arrogant and disgusting. And anything that bad happens to you, I just, that's the way how karma goes. It's good and bad. Anything that I feel like that's good is coming is because it's manipulated. It's man-made. I mean, you guys have tried to man-make karma, but really, he was like Marcus Toro was the one that has literally been pussyfooting around and crying, but it's literally the shit that he started. It's man-made karma, and you guys decided to exploit that. And as much as I respect spirituality and and karma as a whole, and I don't respect this in no way. I said that it is what it is for other people because, like, at one point in time when I was initially dating this dude, I myself was gullible when he used to like drag his ex girlfriend. But then, even then, while he was calling her fat and said that he didn't really like having sex with her or being with her because she was obese and because she had a kid, I still stood up for her. I still spoke out for her. And this is another thing that pisses me off. I really hate having to speak up for bitches or having to comfort bitches that are, dating my exes or dating somebody that I'm dating and then thinking that, they're intimidated or that they want to take that person. I'm just like, look here. If at any point in time you think you can take this guy from me, then take them because it's obviously he's not my person. And if I can go ahead and move on to somebody else or go ahead and pursue other things or have other ambitions, why do you feel this is for Danielle in particular? This is for a lot of the bitches that literally have dated my exes or like, have one of them. I'm like, why do you feel that I'm gonna be fucking intimidated or that I'm gonna fucking want somebody that could have so easily wants you? And he's not even fully satisfied by you. He wants to go out with, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. It's so insane. And the only reason why he's literally, David has been a tool. Not just by Danielle, but he's been a tool by Marcus. He's been a tool by his own fucking family. He's been a tool by his own fucking family. His family has fucking used him for money. His family is fucking using him for money. When I met David, he seemed like he was safe. Actually, so here's the situation. I had fixed up this house. I got this house from foreclosure. My uncle Danny. All right, so hold on. My mom passed away when I was 17. I had just turned 17, and then not even a month later, she passes away. Like, she drops in front of me into a diabetic coma. My little brother, he's only 1. He's not even 2 yet. And actually, it's so crazy because it was less than a month after my 17th birthday, and it was a month before my brother's second birthday. And my other brother was 9 or 10. So I'm like, oh shit, like this is wild, man. My grandmother takes us into custody. You know, she becomes our legal guardian because we don't want to live with our fathers because our fathers, like our fathers, were just not responsible at the time. They were really horrible. Like my own father, he kept living with other women. Like he never just showed any type of independence. He was always living with some woman. He was just, a womanizer. And to this day, I really don't give a fuck what he does, but we left on bad terms. Like, yo, I was like, yo, I love him and I would stick up for him, but I would definitely always call him out on his shit when it came to women. I was like, this is not right. I digress. So, my uncle, he decided to take his house and I would decided to go into school. I would come back on certain days into the house, to my grandma's house. I didn't fuck with this house because it just seemed like a really bad situation, for me. It was, I was abused here and stuff like that. But I stuck it out in my adult years because I cleaned it up, fixed it up, and I always thought that I'd be living somewhere else, and I did for a moment. Lived in New York City for a time, and yeah, so I went to FIT in New York City, and then my uncles. That's crazy. That's when people started showing me their fucking true colors. They were just like, okay, I guess my mother was gone for a long enough time that they decided, okay, now we need a new Lisa, or we need someone, not just a new Lisa, but we need someone to abuse or manipulate. And I was just like, whoa, what the fuck are you thinking you can do? Because they try to guilt me for not visiting my grandmother enough. This is my freshman year in college, and I remember getting a phone call from my uncle James talking to my son, yo, you should feel really bad because like your grandmother's here, blacking out. She was a diabetic, and ever since I was in elementary school, I used to take her out of her blackouts. My mom was always clubbing, so it was just like, imagine me, super small, taking my grandmother out of her blackouts, talking to her, soothing her, rubbing her back, or if she got sick and stuff like that, rubbing her stomach, making her chicken noodle soup, making her hot tea from the faucet because I was afraid to use the stove. Getting her butter toast, all this, elementary school. Giving her papaya pills because papaya pills is actually better for you, help you reach your time faster. Anyway, elementary school, all that, years, elementary school. Again, people wouldn't really know about the shit that I had to go through and the shit that I had to endure, because I felt one person out there loved me. And that person was my grandmother. So, and I don't want to ruin that moment of her because I don't want to think that she could have betrayed me. She didn't seem like that kind of person. So I don't want to tarnish that image of her. But I will say this. Like the fact that the closest people closest to me have shown me their true colors, I really don't want any fucking thing to do with them. My uncle Danny, he didn't know how to take care of the house. The house looked fucking disgusting. Like, you thought my house looked disgusting, bitch. Disgusting. Like, there were like pee, piss, and water bottles and shit like that. It was disgusting. I feel like throwing up. It was just like, roaches on the wall, stuck on there like they were taxidermy. It was so fucking disgusting. It smelled like cigarettes and weed. So like, this is gross. So fucking gross. So fucking gross. I'm sorry, guys, because that was just like so fucking gross. Just thinking about it, because I'm a visual person, so it's like, disgusting. Ugh. And I get chills. It's disgusting. So my grandmother, so my uncle tried to guilt trip me. It was like, take out your grandmother from like her black house and stuff like that. And I was traveling back and forth, and I was also dating this guy that I grew up with, but I never dated until I graduated from high school because I didn't want to, have a baby. I don't want to. It's so funny. I didn't want to be stuck taking care of people, but it seems like regardless, I'm taking care of people worldwide pretty much because they're so fucking tethered to me. Hey, baby, they're so fucking tethered to me that they don't want to let me go, and that they can try to treat me any type of way. So I would go back and forth from school. I think I already talked about this. This is why it's just like bullshit. For me to have to like explain this all over again. Leah's doing her little frustrations. Yeah. So anyway, I fixed up. Basically, my uncle, he did not know how to pay this house. My grandmother had passed away. And my uncle thought the best way to get rid of his wife, he had cheated on his wife with somebody he had worked with, decided to move in, shack in with her and her 3 kids. And then they decided to have this opportunity to move in here, and they fucked this house up. It looks so disgusting. I paid, which I didn't know because at the time I was just like, 21? Yeah, 21 going on to 22. But I had paid off the PSCNG bill, which was like exorbitant amount of fees. The PSCNG bill, I paid off the water, I paid off the taxes. The taxes were astronomical. And I was like, how did I even get this bad? I paid off everything. I paid off fucking everything. And the thing I found out was that I didn't have to pay it because, except for the taxes, the mortgage and the water. I didn't have to pay that. I had to pay that. I didn't have to pay the other fees that I thought that I had to pay because it was in my mother's name. This motherfucker still had things in my mom's name. So I'm thinking like, okay, well then I had to pay for it. But no, I didn't have to pay for that. But it's too late. I already gave them the money, so they didn't tell me. Nonetheless, I fixed this place up by myself, and then I started renting out the room. I rented out the room to David's brother, adopted brother, and David had what was it? His brother was outside, and we were talking, and my brother was outside, and we were talking, and my brother was in the military too. Sorry, my brother was in the military too, and David was walking down the street, and I was just like, I was very curious because I live in a dominantly black neighborhood. So to see like this white person walk up, I'm just like, I'm sorry, are you lost? Like, not only just walk up, but like he was walking up in his military gear. So I was like, okay, well, this is not Jehovah's Witness. It's also nighttime. I'm just like, are you lost? And he was just like, no, I'm here for my brother. His brother's black. Dr. Black. So nonetheless, I'm just looking him up and down. It's just like, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a hater. I'm just like, okay, I can see what it is. Okay, nice. And that was it. He walked in, whatever, exchanged little words with his brother, walked out, and was just like chatting and stuff like that. And you know how people do, when you kind of like somebody, you're just like, yeah. And that's it. Like, I won't get into the specifics, but it was just like whatever. So he went off. I think he had like a date or something like that. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, bye. And then fast forward, I think maybe like a few months later, he moved in because he needed a place to stay. And I was just like, yeah, sure. But that's when it became business. Like, you feel me? Like, yo, business over everything. I was like, yo, like, give me the money. I had the money on time. It's like, yo. I was like, yo, I could be like, oh, but I was just like, yo, business. Yeah, and somehow in between there, like a couple months, I think more like a few months. Yeah, a few months later, um, we started dating. He called me his girlfriend first. He was like, yo, you're mine. And it's just like, yeah. After that, I'm sorry. I don't want to. I shouldn't be smiling because honestly, this nigga. After I found out exactly all the shit that's been going on, fuck that bitch. So like for real, it's just like fuck that bitch. Yeah. So I cannot believe all this bullshit. And my little sister, who used to look up to me, I mean, literally and figuratively, um, and you wouldn't be able to tell because of like the way how people were smiling in my face and just being so fucking sweet, fake nice on social media, but then having the nerve to talk behind my back, like that really just says something. That really says something. Not good, not good. So me and David are doing, me and David are doing real well. At least that's what I'm thinking initially for like several months. We date in like 2009. We're really good. Somehow in between there, an old girl hits him up, and I'm, I don't know, like we have a squabble, and I'm just like, no, actually no, the old girl hit him up later. Yeah, later. Hold on, because I like to have my facts straight. I don't like to be caught out there. That's why I'm very precise. And I don't like to speak until I'm like, hold up, I can show you up. So we had a fight over something. And that's when things just started getting like weird. So in 2010, um, it was just a lot of weird energy. And that's when we started to like we had a lot of like makeups to breakups and all that kind of stuff. And then he had his little situations during the makeups to breakups. And I was just like, yo. Eventually after a while I just couldn't do it anymore. He had like my feelings for him just waned less and less. And then I happened to see some situations with him and Danielle when he had texted her, but I thought that he used to add my friends to still try to like, stay connected to me. But I thought it was because he was literally just still trying to like stay connected to me, but it was actually because he was fucking around. So when I found out about it, I didn't find out about it until like the end of December of last year to this, to really confirm it this year about what was going on. So yeah, it's just wild to have people like, smile in my face and say, oh, I love you. You're the best friend. You're so awesome and amazing. And I don't know, all this other kind of shit and just be lied to. It's just disgusting. But I wish I could have said that it stopped there. Like all this bullshit had ended there. But it hasn't, as you can see. People are monetizing off of me. People are monetizing off of me. People are have harassed me off the hoo-ha financially and all this other kind of shit. And I'm just literally saying things that that a lot of people have already known. But what I'm also doing is like, I'm trying to uncover like, yo, there was no reason for you guys to have done this to me. I've literally showed out for you guys on so many ways and so many platforms. So, and just universally. So there's no reason for you to do this. But anyway, 2013, David had got locked up. It was sent away, and by that time, like we had already broken up. And I had dated Marcus afterwards, and we were just talking for a long time because he was stationed overseas. And when that happened, when he came back, that's when we went out to like a barbecue party, and I had my first, drink that had Molly in it. The girl didn't tell me that it had Molly in it, and I was really freaking out because like the only thing I've done was like smoke weed, and I had like just started doing that, and I was like, because I was really apprehensive about that kind of stuff. Um, it was just like maybe like a few times, but still, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that he took advantage of me. So I'm just, but he was saying like, oh, I didn't know, like, what's up, huh, huh, why, why, huh? Can you hear her? She's too funny. Here, yeah. All right, but I'm on here, okay? Yeah, you have food, you have water. You will get Scooby snacks later, okay? You want Scooby snacks? Yeah, you want. All right. Anyway, yeah. So, um, this is just like you start thinking about why the fuck you're in a really bad place and you just can't figure something out. And that's literally where I'm at right now because I'm just like, again, this should have never fucking happened. This should have never fucking happened. So I talked to this motherfucker and he's just making things seem like, oh, like, I'm the one, all that kind of stuff. Simple Pisces shit. Okay. I have a dad who's a Pisces. Okay. I've had like, I have a dad who's a Pisces, a younger brother who's a Pisces, March Pisces, and an aunt who's a March Pisces. Like, yo, I became like, the like I know about these people. I know about these people. So, and I know how deep and bad they can just like, idolize people to like these upsane type of aspirations and just like to come back down to reality. Nonetheless, where's that going? Yeah, so we was talking, we was schmoozing, we went to the barbecue. This girl, she gave me a shot of some clear. I remember it was Smirnoff. Yeah, I remember Smirnoff because it was Smirnoff girl. It was clear Smirnoff, and she was like, "Oh, it had Molly in it," because, and then I was starting to feel funny, and I was a lightweight at the time. So she's telling me this, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay." I'm not thinking of that. It was gonna be that bad. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then all of a sudden, shit became real. So when I told him, he takes me home, and I wake up. We did what we did. I don't remember situations in between there. So I'm just like really freaking the fuck out because prior to that, while he was still stationed overseas, he told me that he has HPV. So that shit is contagious, obviously, and that shit is like can be deadly to your reproductive system. And you can actually also get cancer from it. So I'm just like really freaking out because I'm just like, okay, shit, what the fuck, what just fucking happened? And he's just like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know, and I was looking at shit. And this is my first time being in a traumatic situation as an adult, and I'm just like, oh fuck, because I had actually been raped before when I was a kid, but in this type of situation, I'm just like, oh wow, like this is just seems really surreal. Like this seems like one of those moments that you're watching in like one of those commercials or a movie. Like what the fuck? And I thought I was stuck with him. I tried to make the best of the situation, and he used that as an opportunity to really make me his like emotional punching bag. And it was just like a bunch of on and off again type of shit. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship and all this other kind of shit. I'm just like, all right, fine, nigga. And he's like, oh no, wait, no. Now like, man, I fucking hate this. Oh man, fucking hate this guy. So now that I just really just asshole. So there's a lot of that shit that was going on in the relationship. And me with my temper, which is not having it anymore, I'm just like, yo, like I'm done. I'm done. And he would really guilt me on fucking like, my feelings, on having justified feelings. I'm like, yo, I don't like this. Or why don't you just tell me the truth? It was always these weird roundabout answers, or all these like female friends. And I was just like, okay, well, you have female friends, that's fine, because actually I have guy friends that I grew up with. Actually, I only have one guy friend that I grew up with, and he just has a brother who actually liked me. I was just like, oh, you're a kid. But like, no, but seriously, like, so like these were people like I would never ever fuck with because I was like in that way because like, you know, I thought of them as family. So I was like, all right, fine, cool. But he would tell me things like, oh, well, he's gonna spend the night over in their room at certain type of hours, and I'm just like, okay, that's weird because I would never consider doing that. Like, unless I went to go visit them, and that was one time, like, I would never go do that. Like, that's disgusting. I'm sorry, no, sorry, I'm like not in disrespect to them, but it was just like, but still ew. Like if you see somebody, you know, at a more platonic way, then you're not gonna go fuck them. So for him to say that was just like very uncomfortable for me. And I would express it all the time. And he would just like he would play with that. And I didn't like that. But he knew that I felt trapped. So he would just really just like try to manipulate the situation. And I was just like, fuck, like that really broke me down. Like, yo, I was in a really dark place because like one, I thought, you know, bitch, I could die. Because of like, you know, what he gave me. That I felt that he gave me. Because thank God. I have to find you the paper, the screenshot of me. Just I have to show you the screenshot of what is it, the medical, and also I went with my dad. I went with my dad there to get the results. So that was just a really hard time for me because I really didn't think I was gonna get good results. Woo! Ah, feelings you will not see from me. You will not see from me. I really didn't think I was gonna get good results. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I did, and I was like, all right, then that made it easier. I was just like, yo, fuck you, nigga, because bitch, I don't have what you have. So, I was like, so it was really nice, just you know, finding out about that shit. It was just really nice finding out I didn't have that shit, so I could excel. I can just move on. I can just go ahead and just have, you know, a relationship and try to find actually the one that's for me. And when that happened, um, he reached back out to me in October with some dumbass shit. That was oh, did I leave something there? I was just like, nigga, like we are not even. I would never want anything to do with you after that. But during that time, he was really being an asshole too, dragging my name through the mud. And at that time, I was like really good with my YouTube channel and I had a name. So like, I'm not trying to make my name look good. So I'm just trying to be the bigger person. And he was poking at that fucking bear and just being a really huge ass dick. And I'm just like, no, I'm a big person. I wouldn't do that. So I started doing the quotes. I started working harder, just like concentrating more. And behind, like, yo, he would just really like try to make passive comments in order to put down my fucking character, which is the same type of shit that's going on now, and the same type of shit that's going on behind the scenes that happened like for years before then. So that's that's like one of the reasons why I knew like, yo, this bitch is at the helm of this shit. So him doing that, I was just like, yo, look, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Like, yo, what the fuck do you want from me? Because I don't want you, and you said that you were in a relationship, so why the fuck are you still doing this? Like, yo, you're just a dumbass little dwarf bitch. It's like, I hate having to deal with people like that. And it also made it just really difficult because like I am supposed to be the strong one. I was the one that people would go to for like advice. Plus I'm the funny one, the laughing one, the creative one, the kooky one. So I was all doing all these fucking hats, and it was just really overwhelming for me to just kind of show myself. And people were at the first time that they were seeing exactly like me getting feisty because in the background, what I didn't know was that Marcus and Danielle were being like, you know, these little ugly ass trolls to my fucking foundation and my fucking self-esteem. Oh, and my little sister Marquita being so fucking ugly to my self-esteem and shit like that. Now I'm over here having now more fucking responsibilities trying to handle shit. And that's just so fucking crazy. Actually going back to this when I was with David, like yeah, like I said, I had fixed up a lot of stuff in this house to make it look nice. Like this green room, I had put in the floors and all the other kind of stuff. I have definitely put in new bathroom, new toilets, and I put in. The only thing I didn't change was the tub, but I did the flooring. I did the kitchen floor myself. You can tell because it's a little shoddy, but Yeah, I did a lot of like new stuff. And I got like a new fridge, a new stove, and that was all my money. And that was all my stuff. So whenever David talks about like, oh, giving me shit, I'm like, bitch, you didn't give me shit, okay? The only thing that you helped me with, and I put it was like so like this is really sad, is that with breadcrumbing, I just, I would give you a fucking if you give me a few raindrops, I would give you Niagara Falls, bitch. Like that was because of my childhood and my conditioning. And I had to be away from other people to know exactly what it was like to be without and to be the giving person. I gave a lot when I got little, and that's really fucked up. Or nothing at all. And the thing is that a lot of people who are were called family, people who were related to me, gave me nothing. And I gave them a lot. And now that I want nothing to do with them, now they will actually want to just, they want to actually literally murder me and take my money, and I'm not having that. And I really would have liked for the government and people in this country to have helped me, like, be arrested, locked up in prison. But it seems like, I'm over here working by myself. Like, you guys want me to entertain you with some bullshit when the bigger picture is we need to make these people an example, because these were the people that are like the leading initiators in destroying and disrupting other people's lives. Like, the community of Trenton are really thinking like, oh, this shit is all fun and good and stuff like that. But then what happens if somebody tries to sneak up on you and tries to hurt your child or somebody that you care about or something like that? Like, you guys would seem like this just always gonna be struggling. And in the background, kind of giving people in higher seat positions to take advantage of us. Like, you really set us back. It's really fucked up. And is anybody gonna fucking, like, step up, be accountable? I don't need a hey, look, I don't need your apology. I'm just gonna feel like it's half-ass. That's what I said. Like, it is what it is for a lot of people, but like, you don't have to. That means that I don't owe you forgiveness because you'll never get it, but you also don't owe me an apology. Just know that you know that you fucked up. So it's just like, okay, you go ahead, you go your own way, but I do want my restitution. I want the money for the pain that I've endured, um, the poisons that you guys have slipped in my food and my drink, the medical bills that I've paid for myself, the hours that I've spent, um, like sat in the ER, driving there, my old car, my new car that you guys have fucked up and messed up. The the bedding that you guys have just been sitting on and stuff like that, and just the house and stuff that you guys have just been taking advantage of, all that. I want my restitution. And every single time, you know, the only karma here is man-made, and that's because of Marcus's crying antics and Danielle's lies and need for attention. And the only thing that you guys exposed was the same things that you've done to me behind the scenes. The same things I've left you for. You've exposed yourself, Marcus and Daniel and David, because you're a whore to while you're in a relationship with Zayon. All I have to do is, again, mind my business, as I try to do, which you guys have already seen and you guys have said many times, that mind my business, focus on my things. And I did that intentionally for you guys to watch, because if I just kept saying it, you would have been like, oh no, she's just lying. But if I sat back and allowed you guys to see it for yourselves, see a grown ass man act like a bitch, gossip, sit down, chat with you guys, try to antagonize me, take away my civil human bodily rights, disrespect my body, and then how can you meet that with oh no, he didn't rape her. He raped everything else in front of you bitches. How can you deny that? He took advantage. How can you deny that? I said that he raped me, he did. Now, I did forgive him for that. Well, not forgive him, but it was just like, yo, I was just like, it is what it is on that situation. We moved forward with the relationship because I was just like, yo, I'm stuck with you. But then we broke up, and then I found out I didn't have it. So then I went on to my life. But when he kept pushing and pushing and poking and really trying to fuck with me, I decided to put him on blast. And then I had added him to the post and a few people that he knew because I really didn't appreciate what he did to me. I did that, and then I did my own private account. I did another account on my social media, and I was just basically just having like my own little tweets and my own little tet fast. But it was very short. I was like, yo, I'm just going to show you exactly what this fucking feels like. Because I was getting harassed from both fucking sides, from him and his girl. And I have screenshots. And he's been very clever and very sneaky to delete a lot of his shit too. Because things that I had forwarded to other people, he started to delete it. Because he's had my information. He's been like so fucking up my fucking ass and possessive with needing to know every little fucking thing. And that just shows how cowardly he is. And he's also been trying to be very strategic because he only left a few things on Facebook to try to look misleading. And I was just like, yo, you're such a little bitch. How can you ever think that you can approach me and think that, okay, this is something worth discussing on a fucking like mature level if you can't even fucking be honest about what you did to me? Like, let's be that ass. If you can't be honest that you did rape me, if you can't be honest that, like, right now, like, you don't even have to, like, that's the funny thing. Like, yo, I don't have to stress that moment because you guys expose yourselves. You've exposed that you are a rapist. You expose that you take advantage of people without their consent, and that you are possessive, and that you just can't. You don't respect no. You don't respect boundaries, and you don't respect me. You may pretend that you can respect your wife or ex-wife or this, that, here, and the third, but you obviously have shown your true colors, especially around when it comes to me, because I made you feel small, figuratively and literally, but figuratively. And then I've shown you the reason why I didn't know even before I didn't know that you were sleeping with my ex. That you are just an insecure and ugly bitch inside and out. Now you may look physically appealing now, which only means that you got your money's worth. But other than that, you are an insecure and ugly bitch inside and out. I don't care what you can do with makeup or Photoshop or whatever. You're an ugly bitch inside and out. And you've exposed yourself. And it's so disgusting because you even do it in a pious way where you use the Lord's name. Oh, that's so fucking disgusting. That makes it even more disgusting. You really remind me of that. You guys remind me of that guy from, was it the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the one that was using the Lord's name just so he could try to sleep with Esmeralda. I was like, oh my god, you guys are just so disgusting. I can't. I cannot. Just gross. Gross. I know you guys have fucked. And honestly, as malicious as you guys are, you should just go ahead and do it. Just stay with each other. And I think David already knows that she was fucking around on you and all that kind of shit. And you don't want to care. You probably saving face and baby's not yours and all the other kind of shit, bro. It's not my business. The part's just like, hey, it's not bad to know considering all the shit that you done to me, but yeah. Anyway, so that and the fact that again, I thought that David was a safe bet because he was upstanding guy. He had a black brother, so I thought, okay, maybe he understands the whole interracial situations. His dad is black. Speaking of which, and his dad lives in like a nice neighborhood, so I was like, oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. And it's funny because his dad lives in like a nice little modest home that was in a decent neighborhood. Now he has a $500,000 house and a beach house too, with his wife and his many, many children, many, many vehicles. Doesn't seem convenient that you only started out as a fire detective and she's a paralegal. Probably now also like a housewife too. The expectations that you made for me are wow. So that you can afford that. That means that you can afford over $500,000 house. Probably have another home, including that beach house that you rented for the summer. Everybody has their little tablets and going to nice little schools and is that her in the third. It's just like history, Africans sold the Africans to Americas to become slaves. Here we are. So yeah, in 2013 when David got arrested, I was in a relationship with Marcus, and then we broke up, and that's when he was being a bitch to me, and then that's when I responded to him in kind, just a little bit, just like um, just for a short time. Because the thing about a Scorpio, a Pisces with a Scorpio placement, is that these niggas will literally go eons, obviously because it's been years, but eons. We're trying to punish you. Me, I literally did it for like a few weeks or something like that. It's like with tweets, because first that's how I started off with just like tweets back and forth, and the one where I was like, all right, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. Like I'm done with this. I'm done with this. So I just made one post, and I had added him and a few of his peoples, and I was like, yo, I'm done. Go fuck yourself. That was like the ultimate, like, go fuck yourself, and then I like, bye. Then a few years, not a few years later, a few months later, I had wrote up to him because I was just like, you know what, I'm in a better place. Because I was just like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna be ugly, you're gonna be ugly. Like I saw him in October trying to be nice, and I was just like, you know what, I've cooled down, I've calmed down because I was really upset with him in 2014. I've calmed down. Let me. I knew it was a tactic for him to try to like be nice and try to weasel his way back in, and I wasn't interested in going and getting back into a relationship with him because for many reasons. Um, but nonetheless, I saw an effort there, so I was just like, let me reach out to him in March, and I did like a group chat, so I included his brother because I was like, yo, you can invite anybody who you want to in this group chat because I'm gonna do like a public apology, or like I'm gonna do an apology to you because to basically to people who to like who I was adding to that post, and he was just like, no, and he was being really cold and standoffish, and I was just like, ah, goodness. So what can I say? A lot of people they don't just can't handle rejection when I reject them, and all of a sudden then I'm a bitch and all this other kind of shit. And I'm just like, and I made a tweet about no a post about that because it seems like that's literally how they act, how they treat me. I digress. This was like fine, and then he went right back to being an asshole, and yeah, and then that's when I'm sorry, and then that's when I did the post. So I was like, yo, and then that was it. I never looked back. I never fucking looked back. And apparently he's been bitter about that ever since. So, and here we are. So now, you know how, again, the military obviously is so tethered with the government, the United States government and whatnot like that. So they're going to make an example out of people. And so here we are. So now we have the rapist who literally has cried wolf and probably did not tell them exactly the shit that he's done to me.
like take pictures of me without my permission naked and slander my fucking character, and then started getting pissy and whiny that I literally called him out on his bullshit and talked about his HPV, and that I mimicked, yeah, and that I just mimicked that same type of fucking energy. I was like, nigga, the fuck, like honestly, just tell people exactly like what the fuck had happened. Um, yeah. So I did that. Oh, wait. I did that, and also in 2014, because like I said, it happened from both sides. So I was getting shit from him, and I was getting shit from his ex. Because again, what I said, I don't like it when girls start thinking that, okay, look, if you want this guy, and if it's gonna go back to you, then go ahead and do that. But I'm just like, look, I don't like the fact that people will try to put me in the middle in order to make somebody jealous or somebody intimidated. That's so fucking disgusting. I'm like, yo, if you want to be with me, then be with me. If not, I mean, if you want to be with me, then shut down this person. You feel me? Then shut down this person and make it known, because this is just dumb. Seriously, this is some dumb bullshit. Anyway, I was getting a lot of like a little passive kind of comments, and then he was talking about some. Then he was, being really manipulative and being really mean and nasty. He told him some, oh well, because he was like following and keeping up with her social media, and he was like kind of like dropping some hints and stuff. And I'm just like, why are we talking about her? Because she was dropping the weight that he had complained about. She was dropping the weight, and the child was getting older. So I'm just like, okay, this because we were also arguing about him and his female friends, and him spending the night in places and just doing just really dumb shit. Even though he was trying to like basically he love bomb me, and he love bombed me and raped me. So he just really thought that he had me. He was a giant ass narcissist. Anyway, I remember reaching out to his brother. I was like, this shit is ridiculous, and his brother was telling me like, oh, don't worry about it. But I was just like, I just can't. I can't. And his brother was crazy too, because I was just like, there were certain type of scenarios where he was trying to make it look like I liked him, and I was just like, I first off, okay, I date a certain type of guy, and that's not you. Your brother was a rarity, not like he's rarity special, but it was just like this was on a whim. This was like the first time when I actually like, look, I know it's gonna offend you guys, but like, this is the first time I dated down. So I was just like, okay, yeah. So don't try to think that I'm gonna like you, dude. Stop it. Stop it. If anything, I would sooner fuck your wife. Let's be honest. Before I try to mess with you, which also is another thing, because the wife got jealous of me, thinking that I was trying to like talk to him. And I was just like, well, what the fuck is this? This is some bullshit. This is the same type of shit that I was. God, I hate people. I really hate people. I do. I really hate people. I'm not saying that she was beautiful or pretty, but I was just like it's like one of the like, oh, she's cute, like when she wants to be. But but I went to school with her. I have more loyalty to her than I do to him. So it was just really disgusting for her to like treat me in a certain type of way, thinking that I was gonna be that woman. But it's probably because she knew that Danielle was being a cheating ass hoe. So instead of just, actually being a solid friend and telling me about it, she assumed that probably I was going to do the same thing to her with her man. And I'm like, no, bitch, that's not my MO. Just kind of realizing that now. That's really fucked up. So, wow. Um, yeah, anyway, we decided to just like not talk because I cut her off too. So we decided to like me and Marcus and Antonio was just like, well, Marcus was just being really cool and standoffish, and I was like, all right, fuck you guys. And then Marcus kept doing that little thing because he got his little ego up, thinking that oh, now she like me. Nah, nigga, I was literally just trying to like square things off, but now it's just like, go fuck yourself. But he pushed me. Okay, so I was just like, yo, stop this shit, man. Stop this. And so that's why I made that post. I was like, this nigger here has HPV, rapist, tried to slander me, da 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 da, photo. And I asked for this post to be like up. Post was up, and boom, boom, boom. Yes, go ahead. Yes, whatever. You guys had, got your little link back, and then some cash and made it rain, and yet people still love me. So go ahead and fuck you. But at least people know exactly now the full extent of the truth of what was going on. Now you also know that Danielle is just basically a copycatting bitch who's been hating her whole fucking life, and I want nothing to do with her. She'll never be my friend again. She'll never be in my fucking We will never be friends again. I will never even want her to be my fucking neighbor. I want nothing to fucking do with her. Nothing. Okay. Um, yeah. And so that's basically where it's at right now. So my family, not my family, relatives related to me, my family. So my relatives are who they are, people who are they are. I'm not really entirely sure. Well, no, the government has loyalty to the military, so they're like, this. So that's why they're being all really like crazy. Also, while they were basically in the background, like, whispering and scheming and stuff like that, I'm over here, like, still just, minding my own business, thinking that my life is, okay. And I'm just, gonna get myself out of the mud and do this. And on the background, all my family and stuff like that are starting to do the whole financial abuse and intimidate me. People are coming into my house. People are destroying my things. My computers and stuff are being hacked. I'm going to work, and then all of a sudden, people are triangulating information that only I would know about my own fucking life. I'm like, wait, how are you knowing this? And then when I'm trying to add friends on social media, people or strangers and stuff like that are trying to triangulate information and things of that nature. And then Tootsie Time is actually stealing some of my ideas, and then I'm calling her out because, well, actually, no, I addressed her because I'm trying to like message her first because I'm just like, okay, hey, look, it looks like we're having the same ideas, but then she's being really passive and really snotty, and then it just keeps going, and then it keeps going, and then so I finally put it on blast with the whole thing right there, and then she's just like and then she's denying it, and then she tries to do the whole big old whop about like oh, see, this right here just really slams down your accusations that this was copied when it wasn't copied. And I'm like, actually, no, this right here does prove, like, you got your own fucking shit in trouble because you try to prove that you try to prove that you didn't copy my video. The videos were actually exactly the same, except she did a bang and I did a bun. And the bang was the same type of method where you weave it in, you sew it. Like mine was like a weaving kind of glue thing, and hers was like a sticky like glue thing. Anyway, the process was the same. The process was the fucking same. And you put in like little comb and you go like this, and mine was the same way, and you can also do a tie it. But the process was the fucking same. And we had the similarities. And Danielle's doing the same kind of shit now. So I was just like, bruh, I thought, like, it's all repetition. The only thing though, it's just that I said it out of, like, the only thing though is that I did these things out of my ego. Right now, how I'm moving accordingly is that I'm doing it for my livelihood. Each and every time I realized that I wasn't overreacting. I was literally standing my ground to some disrespectful motherfuckers who were literally trying to distort my fucking reality and tell me that they weren't doing anything. These were some really aggressive, hateful ass, villainous trolls and narcissists that I was dealing with. People who really didn't love themselves. Well, no, they love themselves too much. People who really just didn't respect or love, like, have any respect for like moral values or like, civility, civil rights, human rights, and just me. They did whatever they could for a buck. And even to this year, I saw, because I was like, I'm screenshotting like information so that way I can put it on my site. She was just like, no regrets, because you guys are still watching me and gang stalking me, so you're able to react accordingly to like what it is that I'm doing. And she said like, no regrets. And know that she also had Obama, the president of the United States, follow her when this shit was going on and popping. So there's this whole little trail where you're like, where you're this person right here. And you have a whole bunch of other people like that's following you. So now you have this whole connection where you guys can, like, in your little group chats and whatever like that, scheme even more so, and this shit can go global. And so now you also know not just people in the YouTube community, but you know people within the music industry. You know people politically. You know people around the world. You know people in technology. You know people now in this, that, here, and the third, in the movies. You know people in Hollywood. So now with all that shit going on, and that was in like 2015, 2016, and it's been that was like 6 years ago. Sky's the limit. You guys have been making like money out the ass. And I just want restitution. You guys are really like being that fucking stingy, greedy, selfish, with keeping me in the fucking hood, and poisoning me so that way you can try to get more scraps and more type of advantages and more type of information from me. Fuck you. Seriously. Like, for the people who I've attracted, and for the people who literally have become targeted individuals themselves, this will literally become a global type of warfare because you've literally struck a match. Literally. I have every right to act accordingly with you people. And everybody who's ever seen anything in the background, yes, I know that this is recorded and I know that you've seen my every fucking move, but I'm just saying, like, look, this is my right to act fucking accordingly because, bitch, this is self fucking defense. It's self-defense. And while you can smile and this and that, you set yourself up where people have literally seen your face. So the things that you can do to me, the things can be easily done to you. If someone doesn't like you, then, you know, they can mess with your food too. They may not try to poison you, but they can spit on it, put semen in it, and this, that, here, and other kind of thing. The things that you guys are trying to do to me, I've already done, which I'm pretty sure you have. You've given people the opportunity to exercise those same kind of misbehaviors and illegal crimes onto others. And you guys, a lot of you just don't care. But then you turn around and post the Bible, but you guys make it a laughing stock. It's like me slapping you in the fucking face and telling you I love you. Are you going to believe that shit? No. You're making a mockery of the fucking church. That's why a lot of people now turn to spirituality. You fucked up people's faith, people's belief. People even have to second guess having friends. People have to second guess people's motives. People have to second guess relationships, God, karma, fucking a lot of shit. Because you've failed. You got greedy, you got selfish, and you got ignorant over your own fucking lusts and desires. So, when I said that there could possibly be a civil war, I was really saying it, and I'm not lying because, like, you've caused like almost close to an anarchy, really. I should not have to feel tethered or tied down. Do not consider me to be very meek and mild. Yes, I've been patient, but don't consider me to the point where you think that I'm going to always say meek and mild. This is why you had to go behind my back, because you saw my other side. But you're going to probably act tough, like, oh, she ain't going to see anything like that. But in your mind, or probably in the back of your head, you're like, yeah, no, we're going to have to get this. Like, why can't she just let this fucking shit go? I'm pretty sure you've done that, didn't you? So you've turned the wheel and you're thinking that, oh, because, you know, you're kind of good with words or you're really busty or whatever like that, that things will turn in your favor. But I'll leave that part for you. Because right now in the news, we're not really doing too good, are we? No one's safe. You've shown that the elderly is not safe, children aren't safe, women aren't safe, gays, anything. Good job. What can you do with that money if you can't really go anywhere? Can't even go to a store. Can't even go to a church. Good job. So I'm just really curious into, like, how did you guys, like, how far did you think that this shit was gonna go down? I don't condone any type of like senseless murders or anything like that. I only want anybody to be safe and to just, protect themselves in the best way possible, because there are just a lot of people who just want to take advantage. Years ago, like last year, we just basically allowing men to take over. A lot of these pygmies have allowed men to take over women and allow them to be submissive. And in doing so, you have allowed these men to feel like baby. Now, I'm not saying that men shouldn't be fragile, and I'm not saying men, because honestly, there are moments where I, beat these guys, but it's just like I've also made them face I've also encouraged them to face exactly what it is that they're troubled with, and that's the reason why a lot of them didn't like me to try to like run to somebody else who was just like, okay, baby me, let me do exactly everything that I want to do, because you will not do that in my company. You will not. You won't. I will literally tell you about yourself, or I'll walk away. I'm not gonna be here to work it out with you. I'm not here to be like, okay, like, this is not music soul child video. I will not teach me how to love kind of bullshit. No. I will expect for you. I will help guide you, but I'm just like, look, at a certain point though, I will leave you the fuck alone. I will leave you where you're fucking at. Do not expect me to be that bitch. I will tell you about your fucking self. In the grand scheme picture of things, it is what it is. We need to fucking get this shit right. Tomorrow fucking morning, Princeton University, the government, I want my money. I want my fucking money. I want you bitches to stop smiling in my face, like, like shit's gravy, like you don't know that I know, like you guys have been talking. Fuck out of here. You guys haven't been scheming. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, I want it all exposed, because literally, there's a lot of people right now who are targeted individuals who are going to have no choice but to defend themselves, and I respect that. Just act accordingly. You've already allowed other people to abuse their rights and try to overwhelm, rape, take a woman's life on multiple occasions. We've already had victims, and the best that you guys can do is to just say their name and repost them. How about we just dead it and stop it? Like, no pun intended, but like, how would we just dead the situation and stop it? You feel me? It's a monkey paw. It's fucking monkey paw. Like, yo, you sold your soul to the fucking devil, and you end up getting in more debt and in more shit than what you fucking agreed to having. It's monkey paw. You had your little 3 wishes, and then the shit is just like fucking tainted. Now look at us. Now all of us are suffering. Dumb fucking bitch.